Good morning, America. This is Scott in a Shot coming live from Gridley, California. I just got up. I haven't even had my morning shower yet, but I wanted to speak a little bit about what's going on with the Ukrainians and Zelensky and the United States of America. I thought the Democrats wanted to get away from wars when they backed out of Afghanistan, leaving the biggest base in the Middle East that we have over there, the Air Force Base, leaving $500 billion of equipment, and then leaving with their tail between our legs. I mean, does America really want to be in another Vietnam, basically another Afghanistan situation where there's really no winner? I really believe if Kamala Harris would have got elected as president or Joe Biden, that it was going to them committing troops of American troops to go over there. When they got all those European countries over there that don't ever half of them don't have any military at all. I mean, or little military. You know what's crazy about our allies? People, check it out. England only has two aircraft carriers. A lot of the other countries have one. Russia has one, but America has 11. We have 11 nuclear fucking aircraft carriers. I believe most of them are nuclear, and so that means they've been wanting us to protect the whole damn fucking world with our money, our troops, our equipment, and I don't get it. I mean, when do you say, you guys got to knuckle up? You guys got to fucking put some money in on this. You got to put some of your own troops. I mean, they need to start having bigger militaries in these countries that have millions of people. They need bigger militaries. They need a big, and obviously, when the UK, as rich of a country it is, only has two aircraft carriers. I mean, what are they spending their money on? I mean, you know what? They're not spending it on their protection because you're relying on us to protect them. That's why we have so many aircraft carriers and why our Navy's so big, why our Marines are so powerful, why our Air Force, why our Army is so good, and so on and so on. But I mean, it's time for America to stand back and let these countries grow a pair and then let them drop and then be part of protecting yourself and show that by putting in your fair share when it comes to military equipment and troops. I mean, it's always on America. I mean, I don't get that. Why would we back out of Afghanistan like we did, and then Joe Biden goes and just wants to get into another war? I mean, that war in Ukraine directly started from his big mouth on TV saying, "Well, if it's a little excursion, we might not do nothing." He pretty much gave the go ahead for Russia to go in there, saying that it's just a little excursion, you know. And then they expect Donald Trump to come in and solve it all. And then when he tries to solve it all, they want him to be like they were doing during the Russia hoax, sitting there talking shit about Russia the whole time, when all that was a lie. I mean, Russia had to listen to that Russia hoax too, just like we did, people. And then it come out to be a full lie, a fake dossier, a 100% fabricated hoax by Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party. I mean, so, but they seem to forget that, don't they? They sure like to forget how this all got started, all because they didn't like Donald Trump. It pissed them off that Hillary Clinton didn't get to be the first female president when it's not because she's a woman. That's not why she didn't become president. She didn't become president because people saw through her crooked Hillary Clinton bullshit. She's an evil woman. She's dumb as a rock, and her interests were not the interest of America. That's why she lost the election. I mean, people wanted an outsider to come in and clean up the deep state. So here we are again, and the Democrats are crying, Russia, Russia, Russia. They want to go to war with Russia. Now I know in a conventional war we can whip Russia's ass in a matter of days, probably, but that's not how it's going to end up. This is a major power with major fucking nuclear weapons. So unless they do a direct attack on us, or we think they're going to attack us, we know it through our CIA or NSA, and we figure out that they're going to attack us. We need to sit back and try to mediate this for these other nations, and if they want protection, why haven't they been building up their military since World War II? I mean, like I said, when the UK only has two aircraft carriers and we have 11, and they're a very rich country. Shit, they ruled the world for almost 1,000 years. I mean, and they're acting like they don't got the money. Man, they used to rule fucking Ireland, but I mean, all those countries over there, they had their finger on. They were in Africa. They were trying to go. I mean, they were ruling everybody until America got founded. So I mean, where's the money at? Where's their money at? They just committed to when their prime minister was here. He committed to 2.5%. I mean, 2.5% after all the years that you guys haven't been paying, and you need all of you to pay 10%. You need to fucking you need to do a mandatory draft. in your country and build up your troops, because it's the day of America solving everybody's problems through military action that we have to take should be over with. I mean, grow a pair, let them drop, and protect yourselves. And if you can do that, then I'll say we'll go help you. But they can't, and they don't want to, and they've been laying it all at our doorstep since World War II. America is going to come save us. America, America. And then we spend our money. They take our money out of our taxes. They go and buy all this equipment. We build up our military, and then Biden, a weak president, leaves it all over there in fucking Afghanistan. I mean, you're shitting me, right? Doesn't that blow your mind? We just leave it. And they said they would never be able to fix it. They took out components there. They said so they wouldn't be able to operate this equipment, but they are operating them. They did figure it out. And you know what? That was probably a lie too. They probably didn't take jack shit out of those vehicles. I mean, either you know they can't run them or you don't. So that statement makes it that's suspect on the surface already, because if there's certain components that you just cannot operate, like an Apache helicopter, period, without it, well then how are they operating them? So everything these Democrats say is just a lie. I swear to God, I haven't heard an honest Democrat forever. I mean, they just can't do it. It's not in their genes to be truthful with the American people. And then they're mad about what happened with Zelensky and Trump. It was all going really cordial and all that until Zelensky had to open his stupid fat mouth, acting like he's somebody. You're nothing, buddy. Donald Trump's right. You're nothing without us. We empowered you to be a tough guy, and then you're being stupid. You cannot win this war with Russia unless the European Union and NATO and America wants to put our troops there to fight Russia, and that was called World War III. So they have to come to some kind of terms. I mean, when they broke away from Russia back in the day, they should have tried to stay better friends with their own country they used to be part of, because they're getting taken over now. And, you know, do I agree with it? You know, I don't know. All I know is that why is it always our problem? My wife's gonna get mad because I don't really take a shot in the morning, but here it is. Just gotten a shot. You know, but so I just don't get it, people. How can we keep letting ourselves, as these Democrats, the voters, letting themselves get all riled up over Russia? Donald Trump's not friends with Russia, but we don't want them to be our enemy if they don't have to be. Let them run their own government. And as long as they're not trying to influence other countries with military force like they used to do and try to persuade them or push communism on them, then we won't have no problem with them. Why do they have to be our enemy? Why does Russia have to be our enemy? I'll tell you why, because our government's always said they have to be. But does it always have to be that way? I mean, we can get along if everybody stops talking their stupid shit. I mean, how's our relationship supposed to be with Russia when you got Hillary Clinton and the whole Democratic Party for 4 years, and 4 years under Biden, with all eyes sitting there going, Russia, Russia, Russia. Like I said, Putin's over there going, I don't even know what these people are talking about. Why? I mean, so we sat there pointing a finger at them, committing them of a crime of collusion with Donald Trump when they did nothing wrong. They said that Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, that fucking cokehead, that laptop of his that he, because he's a cokehead, left it in a fucking repair shop and forgot it, said that all that stuff on there was Russian misinformation, disinformation, however you want to say it. And it wasn't. It was not Russian disinformation. That was his laptop, plain and simple. I mean, everybody knows it, but they say, even the Democratic voter, if they don't know that, they really truly are lost and have mental problems if they can't see that. I mean, how many times do they got to say that that's a fact before they realize it's a fact? That was not Russia disinformation. It wasn't them trying to collude with anybody and trying to fucking do something to our elections. I mean, but people, you have to be smart. You have to be smart and think for yourself, because I'm telling you, this government, they do this because they know that most of you are that stupid. You'll just listen to whatever they say. I'm an independent. Right now, I vote Republican because they're saying what I want to hear. I'm tired of the transgender movement. That's not real. There's no such thing as a transgender. They're cross-dressers and self-mutilators. I don't like the corruption I'm seeing that the Democratic Party's been doing for a long, long time now, ever since Obama. I mean, I just don't like that. So I'm an independent, but I'd like to consider myself a centrist. I mean, why can't the Democratic Party ever come to the table on anything when it comes, especially, it's not just Donald Trump. It's any Republican that would have been that would have won this election if they were, for the presidency. It doesn't matter if it was DeSantis. It doesn't matter who it was. It doesn't matter. So I mean, why are they incapable of coming to the table to solve even one problem? And I mean, and the only way they want to do it is if there's a transgender fucking agenda on it. I mean, why are they that retarded? I mean, we don't want to hear that stuff no more. We don't want to push on our children. We don't want it pushed on our face. We don't want to vote on it. I don't want them to be no special interest because they're just homosexuals. God made three kind of people: men, women, and homosexuals. Everything else is not real. You can call it whatever you want, but that's, like I said, it's just a word. Transgender does not mean anything except you're a cross-dresser, a homosexual. And you want to self-mutilate your body to make you feel like you're special, I guess. To me, it's grotesque, it's weird, and I don't get it. I mean, I've known all kinds of tomboys in my life that were girls that were tomboys. I've known all kinds of guys that were, that were a little femmy. I mean, it is what it is, people. But I mean, I don't see how cutting up your body and then making us, and it's not that I disagree. It's not that what bothers them is not that I disagree. It's that I disagree with it, but they want me to stand there and say I give up. Okay, I agree with transgender. That's what they want to see. They want that. I mean, even if you're sitting there at home minding your own business, that's what they want to see. They want to see all of us say, okay, we was cool. Well, that's never going to happen, people. Come on, I'm never going to say that's cool. That can't ever happen. Not with me. I mean, I'm a realist, man. I mean, I don't want to hear that crap. I mean, it'll never be okay with me, especially since they take it to a level where they're trying to push it on little children. Teachers have no right, and no adult has any right to ever talk to your child until they're 18 years old about their preferences for sex in a school environment. And if it's not a school environment, then that's I mean, I don't know what's worse, but that's a sexual pervert. I've never met an adult that gave three shits about some child's sexual preferences. They'll figure that out on their own. And I've never known anybody that had to get my dad had to grab my hand and take me to my girlfriend's house and put my lips together for me and my girlfriend to figure out how to kiss the first time. You figure out it all comes naturally, people. So, but why can't the Democrats come to the table and meet in the middle on anything? It doesn't even matter that it's Donald Trump. I'm telling you. And then this fucking crazy shit with Zelensky. I mean, fuck that motherfucker. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. F him. I mean, we don't owe the Ukrainians anything. They were never one of our big allies. You know when they became an ally of ours? When Donald Trump caught them colluding with the Democratic Party back in 2016, 17 with that fake dossier. That's where it all originated at, was in the Ukraine. That is when the Democrats started having Ukrainians back because they're trying to hide shit. That's how I look at it. And I mean, Zelensky can't account for any of the money that we've given them since this war started. And the Democratic Party doesn't want the accounting. Why would you not want to account for billions of dollars that you give somebody? It's like this money they give away to all these other countries. They give them grants. They help them out with like with Egypt. I heard that one year they gave Egypt $30 million. I mean, or $30 billion or whatever it is. It's just a figure. But and then they attach to it. Well, you can have this money, but you have to do this transgender stuff too. I mean, who does that? I mean, like, these people care about that. They're trying to fight for their survival. They got terrorism running wild. They don't want to hear about that stuff, but they'll do it just to get the money. But they don't account for their money either. We freely give out billions upon billions of dollars to these other countries without any accounting on how they're truly spending it. Are the people actually getting it? I don't think so. No. Why would any dictator or one of these heads of these countries that are mainly terrorism ran? Why would they account if they're not made to account for that money and prove how it got spent? Why would they give it to their fucking people when they're a corrupt government to begin with? That's why they're failing nations, because they're corrupt. They have their finger down on top of women. They have no rights. I mean, most of men don't have no rights. I mean, so why would we do that? I'll tell you why. Because I don't think all that money's going there. How do all these senators have so much fucking money? How do they all have so many houses like Nancy? I mean, how do they all have? How is it possible they're all worth millions upon millions of dollars? Now I get it. Some of them are doctors and all that. They used to be doctors and all that, but that does. I personally known a lot of my doctors in my life, and I've never known one of them that had 3 or 4 homes, in different parts of the country or the world. I mean, so we have a very corrupt government when the Democratic Party is involved. And I'm not going to lie, probably before with a lot of Republicans too. But those days have to be over. And that's why we voted for Donald Trump, because he's a man of honor. He's already got enough money to where he doesn't care. You can't buy him out. He's an American. He's a real American. There's no kind of special interest. I mean, he makes plenty of money. He makes a lot of money. He's worth like $9 billion now, $7 to $9 billion. I mean, but when he first got elected, it was only $3 billion. So he's making money regardless. He doesn't need to be bought out by special interests. And believe it or not, people, there are still some billionaires that are in this country that actually are Americans, and they don't want to. They don't want to see the country fail, even after they're gone, because they do have kids, they do have grandchildren, and so on and so on and so on. I mean, we're trying to make our country better for the future. We all only live a certain amount of time. But we can't do that. We can't make our country and the world better for future generations if we keep allowing this kind of deception, this kind of fraud, waste, and abuse, this kind of lying to our face. You know what I saw yesterday with Zelensky and Trump? I saw honesty. I saw Zelensky be stupid, and Donald Trump right there said he gave him his mind. That's right, people. Zelensky don't have the cards. He never did. We've been in a proxy war with Russia since day one. And I don't want to be in a proxy war with Russia for the Ukrainians. When that guy's so ignorant, he comes over to meet our president and can't even. I don't wear a suit, people, but if I ever got invited to the White House, I have to go get a suit. I mean, really. I mean, I already know that when you're at a place like that, you're supposed to show respect and dress the part for where you're going. I'm not going to hang out with the boys. I'm going there to meet the president of a country. And I wish someday I'd get that honor. And if I did, I would know to dress accordingly. He couldn't even go to that meeting. He dressed accordingly. He dressed like a goddamn soldier mutant. I mean, terrorist, honestly. And he went there dressed like he wanted to fight Donald Trump. Well, you saw how that worked out for him. I mean, he lost. I mean, what kind of moron are we dealing with here? These are the kind of people we're sending billions upon billions of dollars to. I don't get it, people. I don't want to see another Korea war where there's no real winner. I don't want to see another Vietnam where we lose 60,000 American troops with no real winner. If we are going to go to a war, at minimum, I want to see us win. I don't want to see be a stalemate. I definitely don't want to see our equipment be left over there that they say they can't operate, but then you see them rolling down the road in parades with all the equipment that they said they would never be able to operate. I mean, it's all a lie, people. They knew they were going to be able to operate that equipment. The first thing I'm going to try to teach everybody on this show, if they don't already get it, I think most people get it, that watch my show. These people are smarter than our government would like you to think. They're not fucking morons. I mean, it's gotten a shot. Well, watch my wife. I love my wife. She cares about me. I care about her, and yeah. But I'll sneak this and she won't know. All right, then. I know it's early, but I can't do it. When she gets up, I won't be drinking all day. But I got to do my podcast. It's Scott in a Shot for a reason. But people, I hope you all realize it. We can't be in another fucking war like the Democrats want us to be in. This is a Democrat war. They started it. They left one war to go into another when they said they were tired of fighting. I mean, it's like Afghanistan, people. You're telling me we can't take out the Taliban? We've been over there in a 20-year fucking war. Trying to win the war with their people as we're losing our own. But the Afghanistans are pussies. They couldn't win that war because they're just not Americans. We should have just unleashed our troops, went in and just took over the whole damn country. It'd be real simple, people. It's like Vietnam. That is real simple. Just like Korea back when it happened. Just like MacArthur said, we just run right into China. And we should have done it back then. We keep fucking up. You cannot start a war that costs American lives by the thousands, that cost us billions upon billions of dollars, and then walk away without a winning outcome. What does that teach? What does that teach our people and the children that are growing up here when it comes, because they have to defend themselves someday. We're teaching them that over and over and over, we just go to war and not come out with a winning outcome. Then why go to war? Why go to war if we're not going to win? I thought it's about winning. I don't want our country to have a participation trophy. I want us to have the trophy that says we won. if we're going to lose American lives and spend taxpayer dollars. Like I said, people, we give away all this free money to everybody. We fight their wars for them and all that. But the average person that retires from this country gets a $1,300 to $1,500 a month check on their Social Security. Is that right? I mean, they're always talking about it being depleted. How do we not have the money to refurbish Medicare, refurbish Medicaid, and all that crap when we give out billions upon billions upon billions, hundreds of billions of dollars to all these countries to like us? Well, I wish our country would like us more instead of wanting them to like us. Because I believe that every citizen who works their life, that busts their ass in this country and retires, should be getting a minimum of $3,500 a month. That's a living wage for somebody that's worked 50, 60, some 70 years in this country in order to retire. You know what I'm saying? They taxed you. I mean, they tax you 1,000 times over. They tax your check. You buy a piece of property, you pay it off. You got to still pay property tax on it. You buy in California, you buy a car. If you buy an old car and you want to restore it, they charge you a non-op. You're not even tearing up the roads with it. It takes you 4 years to restore it, and they still want you to do a non-op on it. It's called. So you're still paying to license the thing without even driving it on the road. You're not doing no damage and nothing. All we do is get taxed, and all of our money is going to everybody else, just like these illegal aliens that have been that they're allowed to come over this border for the last 4 years. All these illegal, they're not migrants, people, they're illegal aliens. You can change the termination around all you want, but it's still an illegal alien that we're putting up in rich motels, giving them food stamps, giving them a little credit card to go buy their I mean, that is direct money being taken out of people who's worked their whole lives in this country and get a shit ass check for, I mean, a big old fuck you in the ass when it's all said and done. I mean, everybody who works in this country should be at least a $3,500 paycheck when they retire. Period. They got billions upon billions and hundreds of millions of dollars to send out to the rest of the world for transgenders this, transgender that, transgender this, homosexual that. I mean, that's all I'm seeing that's attached to all these bills to go to these other countries. I mean, I don't get it, people. I mean, do you see where I'm coming from? When is our country going to pay us? When are they going to love us? When are they going to show the American people they love us? If Donald Trump could find that waste, fraud, and abuse and send every tax-paying person $5,000, that's a drop in the bucket, but I'll take it. My wife will take it. I mean, I don't give a shit. Inflation is not going to come down for a long time, people. I mean, the Bidens fucked it up. It wasn't the Republicans. It wasn't Donald Trump. Inflation was 1.7 or something like right in that area when Donald Trump left office. Joe Biden gets in office and goes, I mean, they're saying 9%. No. Inflation, I think it was like 25%. I mean, across the board for everything. You're talking different states, different economies, different costs of living. I'm saying 25% across the board. And I got a measly raise on my fucking Social Security. Now me and my wife have money. I have more than just my Social Security, but I'm lucky. But what about the people that don't? What about the people that don't? They're still screwed because they barely got a raise. I mean, a friend of mine who's old, he went from 900 to 1100 from Trump to Biden. Do you think $200 more a month on his Social Security is going to make the difference from the inflation that's happened since Joe Biden was in office? Hell no. So, I mean, I just want to see our country start loving us. I want them to stop sending our troops overseas and fighting all these battles for everybody else when they're not paying. The Democrats love that phrase, fair share. When are these countries going to pay their fair share through troops and equipment? Like I said, we have 11 aircraft carriers in this country. UK has 2. The French have 1. They have 1 if they have any. I mean, what is up with that? Since after World War II, all these rich countries over there, they never spent none of it on their defense. You know why? Because they're counting on American lives and our money to go over there and defend them. That's why we've been paying the majority of all of NATO. F NATO. NATO is an outdated thing. It never worked because nobody was ever paying their fair share. And if they want to pay their fair share now, it's not like the Prime Minister of the UK. It's not 2.5%. No. You need to come up to 5 to 10%, and that needs to be in writing. It needs to be enforced, or you're not in the NATO. If they can't do that, then there should be no more NATO. Because I'm tired of America paying the bill for every country in the world. And, I mean, that's what's going on. We are paying every country in the world to like us. We're fighting all their battles with our money, our troops, our lives, and that's got to stop. I don't, if the world's going to fall apart, people, it's going to happen regardless if America is involved or not. But I'm tired of people. I'm just tired of people automatically assuming that we're going to be the ones that save their ass. Why don't you try to save your own ass by showing us that you're paying for equipment, you're buying equipment, you have more than one or no aircraft carriers? I mean, if we have 11, the UK ought to have 11, France ought to have 11. They all should have 11. I mean, I'm serious. And then we wouldn't have this kind of these worries in the world because everybody's got enough military to sword off all these predators. But if that's not going to happen, then why is it coming upon us? And then you have the Democrats making us feel bad about it. I don't feel a damn bit bad about it. This world is going to either take a shit or it's not. But if it does, I don't want to see Americans' lives being lost first. Let us defend ourselves and our borders. Let's get us an air defense system like we give in Israel. Let's protect America. And if the rest of the world wants to kill itself, if they don't want to pay for their defense or pay us, I mean, the proper amount, and I don't even want their money. I want them to be part of us. And to do that, they have to pay their fair share, beef up their military. If they don't have enough people, they need to enact a draft in their country and get their troops built up to 1 million troops. Because I'm tired of everything being thrown on the shoulders of the American citizen. So that's all I got to say about it, people. I mean, I'm just tired of it all. And I hope you are too, because, I mean, it's never going to change unless we force change. And the Democrats are going to fight the whole way because they're just a bunch of weirdos anymore. They're not the Democratic Party of the past. These people turned into a bunch of perverts, freaks, homosexual weirdos. I mean, DEI means reverse racism, people. I mean, I'm a white person. I'm not a racist, but I find it offensive that they're trying to teach black people, Mexican people, Asian people to hate white people with that fucking shit they're teaching in school. What is it called? What's that called again? What's it called, babe? I don't remember. That I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That shit they're talking about. They teach in schools now about white supremacy. I mean, there's no white supremacy, people. This is 2025. I'm a white guy with a bald head because I'm balding. I don't know one skinhead. I don't know not one KKK, no skinhead. And I'm an American. You think they would target me if they were there, but they don't, because I would never go. I'm not that way. But do you think they would? It's a facade. White people are just as good as anybody else. There's good and bad in every race, people. But this reverse racism, I got a problem with. Nobody in my family is a white person. I'm proud to be white, just like I hope you're proud to be whatever color you are. I mean, you cannot say you're not proud to be who you are, because if you don't love yourself, then that's part of the problem with this whole world. Love who you are, but don't hate that person for not being like you. And I don't hate anybody, but I don't like shit being shoved down my throat that I don't agree with. Live and let live, but I don't want to hear about everybody's sexual weirdness. That the sex stuff needs to be kept in the home and not propagated upon our children or our families. And I mean, especially in a school setting. That's Scott in the Shot. Hey, man, you guys all have a great day. This is UFC's on tonight. I love UFC. I love Dana White. I love the whole UFC fighting thing. I love that kind of stuff. So you have a great Saturday. And, hey, God bless America and long live Donald Trump.